coming out here. Right now, for the last hour and extending until 2 o'clock our time, from coast to coast, we expect about 1,000 protests like this at over 600 separate offices in every state, in every congressional district in the United States. Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. We're in front of every office telling them that we don't want Washington politicians deciding our health care, our treatment, and our access. For too long, the people who pay the taxes, the people who man the ships and the gunnery, have been asked to give more power to Washington, to surrender more of our rights, more of our privileges. And we draw the line in the sand. Let Missouri be the Concord Bridge of the Second American Revolution. We have folks from at least as far away as Quincy, Illinois, who come down to join us today. We have folks from all over eastern Missouri and southeastern Illinois. We have folks who've gone across the river to Costello's offices, to Durbin's offices. We have them surrounded. Thank you. I want to grab up Dana. And from Chicago. And from the UK. Yes. And now I finally found her. She was 3 feet away. My partner in crime, the other lead mobster of the original February 27th Tea Party, Dana Loesch.
This is the right way. This is a lot bigger than the one I'm used to working with. I want to thank you all so much for coming out here today. This is just truly a blessing to see all of these people assembled here, and they're at every congressional office in the United States right now. This is amazing. So thank you guys so much for coming out here today. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
Just to echo a couple of things that Bill said, and Bill has done so much for this fantastic cause, as have all of you. This healthcare legislation is not about healthcare. This is not about healthcare. Do you remember the big fuss that they put up because, oh, well, we need to make sure that this bogus number, 46 million Americans are covered. We need to make sure everyone's covered. They even said this is a bridge to single payer. We have to make sure everyone is covered. Well, then all of a sudden, covering the uninsured isn't the most important thing anymore. Just passing something is important. They're trying to kill us by incrementation now, folks. And the only reason that this legislation has not passed has been because of you. You are taking back your country, you are taking back your government, and you are telling the government to keep out of individual liberty, things that you should be able to decide upon, not the government. I can't also help but notice that I don't see any Carnahans here today. And I know that's one of the reasons that we're all standing out here in front of Russ Carnahan's office. Because out of all of the Missouri elected officials, Russ Carnahan seems to be the most hostile to American prosperity.
That's right.
He supports this exponential increase of the executive power, which is what this legislation is about. And it's so funny because I bet if we just walk down the block a little bit and ask any one of those healthcare reform supporters, give us 10 things that you like about this legislation, I don't think that they could do it. I honestly don't think that they could, because there aren't 10 good things in this legislation. And there's not one good thing in this legislation. I brought a poster board today that highlights what Jean Carnahan was saying all of you are. Jean Carnahan said that what we are doing, and I'm quoting her, borders on treason.
Oh, yeah.
Department. We're not against healthcare reform. We understand that certain things need to be done. We understand that tort reform needs to happen. We would like to have border control. We would like to be able to buy across the state line. This legislation being proposed doesn't account for any of that.
How about you?
We're not against healthcare reform. We are against the encroaching socialistic policy that is House Bill 3200.
Right.
So before you say that we are anti-tax, before you say that we are against healthcare reform, I suggest you get educated. Do not have more zeal than knowledge. If you're going to come and talk to any one of us about our rights, you better be informed. Thank you all so much for your Okay, I've been asked to make this one quick point because, you know, I don't like to talk a lot. This wonderful lady here told me, as we all know, the majority of Americans do not support this legislation. She quotes 75%. I've seen it 60%. I've seen it 80%. The rest is Yellow, CBS, ABC, NBC, all of these polls done. And I've collected all of them, and I've read all of them. They show that the overwhelming majority of Americans do not support this legislation. When government tries to shove something down the throat of its constituents that its constituents overwhelmingly do not want, that is tyranny! Look how knowledgeable she is. I love it. I love it. Thank you all so much. Thank you for continuing to come out and be a part of the St. Louis Tea Party. Stay here, make your desires known, and act with grace. Thank you so much.